Hello everyone, I am Scott Knell and I am here with my co-host
Steven McGee.
Steven McGee, and we're
in your home, we're in your head. Lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV, turn off your mind.
Soul of a Gamer.
Yes.
This is going to be a podcast where every week we play a different game. We introduce challenges for ourselves. We get through the playthrough and we're going to tell you about it.
Yes. Our first game that we played was
Pokemon Red.
Yes. Really old school Game Boy Color was when it originally came out.
I think the original was on the original Game Boy.
It might have actually been on the original.
because playing through it was very black and white, and
that's
very
true.
Interesting game.
Forgot, like, a lot of the emulators added some color too.
Yeah. I definitely played on an emulator. I can't play it on the original Game Boy.
Yeah, I don't have it on the original Game Boy anymore.
Even if I did, it's too slow, man. I gotta speed it up.
It's true. Almost everybody wants to speed it up.
There's no sprinting until like Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby.
True.
Oh, all right. So with the Pokemon Red playthrough, this game meant a lot to me growing up, and originally it didn't. And I was telling you this earlier. I didn't know it existed until I played Super Smash Bros., the original one. So in the original Super Smash Bros., you have Pikachu in there, and I was playing at a friend's house because my parents were poor. We didn't have fucking money for this shit. So I was playing at a friend's house, and I'm like, "What's that little yellow thing with electric stuff?" And he's like, "That's Pikachu." I'm like, "What the fuck's Pikachu?" And he told me about the Pokemon games, and so I go home and I beg my parents, "Buy me 'em, and they don't.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't. So I go out and I play my friends for the next couple of months. And I got through it, and it was a lot of fun. The original games are great. What was your first experience with the original games?
So I actually got started on Pokemon Gold, and I actually ended up first playing it because in middle school, I was in a musical at the local high school.
Oh.
And one of the guys there, when I had a bunch of off time, because I was a very small part, obviously being in middle school or in a high school performance.
Obviously, in general, with the bald head and everything.
I wasn't bald back then.
Well, that's too bad.
I was a cute little kid.
Now you're just
this.
Now you're kind of a piece of shit. So I get they really looked into your future and saw exactly how you were going to be.
So this guy actually was like, "Hey, while you're not doing anything, you can play on my Game Boy, and I've got this Pokemon game, and I've never played it before." I actually basically stole this guy's Game Boy for 3 weeks.
Oh, nice.
And I played it all the time.
I cannot imagine you playing Pokemon as a child.
Which I was gonna get to that too. My mom actually thought that Pokemon were named after demons.
Yeah,
just the same with Yu-Gi-Oh
Pikachu,
and all those other ones.
Yeah,
so.
but Pikachu, going Pika. That's
I think
just
my mom heard
the
because
demon's
that
anthem.
The trading card game Yu-Gi-Oh had some demonic names in it. That because Pokemon was also a trading card game at that time, that they probably also had demonic names in it.
I remember Devilmon, and that was by far my favorite Pokemon.
Yep. It was it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So it was funny though because I actually had a friend who he was moving somewhere and he just wanted to get rid of his Game Boy for some reason, and he actually gave me a shoebox with every Pokemon game in it.
Nice.
With the Game Boy.
I bet he regrets that today.
And if he probably does.
I bet he does.
I actually hid it in a shoebox underneath my bed for months, and every night when I'd go to bed, I'd wait till I didn't hear any sound, and I would turn on Pokemon and play it for hours.
Yeah.
Well, one day my mom, this was still, I think, middle school. She found it, and she went ahead and took all of my Pokemon stuff and sold it.
Oh.
And
as she should.
After, I think it was maybe 5 years ago when I was going through a bunch of my old childhood stuff and selling a bunch of stuff to get some money when I needed money. I was showing my mom how valuable all the Pokemon games were because I had all the original cases and everything for them. And I was like, "Look what you threw away!"
She's really just kicking herself in the cunt there. I mean, that's just, you look at the price of Pokemon now and you're like, "Ah, man, maybe the devil was in them, but he had good taste. He had really good taste."
Really good taste. I mean, Pokemon is such an incredible game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've played every single Pokemon that's ever came out, I'm pretty sure at this point.
Yeah.
And I have probably about 800 hours in each one.
No, I wasn't that serious about it. I play every one, but I'm not into it as much. I just play for fun. What's funny is if you tell someone you play Pokemon, they're like, "High five, bro, let's go." That's
Right.
great. That's amazing. But if I told someone in the 90s that I played Pokemon, I'd be like, you fucking nerd?
You nerd?
Get the fuck away from me, you asshole.
Nerd.
Yeah, nerd. Literally, that's just the go-to phrase. What, you nerd? You not watch football either? Do you like wearing dresses?
Pansy just sitting at home instead of playing out football.
Why don't you go join the military? You know, I had a person tell me that during a Halo 2 game. And they were in the military apparently, but they were playing, and me and my buddy are playing, and they say, "Well, why are you two playing? Why are you two playing Halo and not in the military?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you playing Halo and not in the military, asshole?" And he's, "Oh yeah, I'm on leave." I'm like, "Why are you wasting your time with Halo? You kill people for real, dickhole."
A lot of military play first-person shooters.
Yeah, they do, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that until they tell me to join the fucking military.
Well, that's what military do. Military are like Christians. They just want you to join no matter what.
Oh, okay. Okay. Instead of playing Halo 2, I better get right on that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the good old days with Halo 2, though. That was when you could actually hear the other team when you got close enough to them. Nowadays, you just join a party and you're not, I'm not fucking talking to these people. No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever join people anymore. Online communities are almost just terrible.
Yeah. So with Pokemon Red, how did you feel coming back into it? Like, what were the emotions you felt? Does it really give you a lot of nostalgia? Because for me, it did. It gave me a lot of nostalgia of being a kid again.
It gave me a lot of nostalgia just bringing back a lot of those memories.
Yeah.
I forgot how short it was compared to some of the other Pokemon game and how fast you can get through it.
Oh, yeah. For like 5 hours it took me, I think, to get through with this playthrough.
Because I remember it taking so long back in the past and not knowing...
I'm going to tell you why it took so fucking long. Okay?
Because we didn't know everything about Pokemon.
Exactly. Well, that and there's no direction in the game.
That's
there is
true.
literally... It'll say, like, use this SSN ticket to get on the SSN in Vermilion City. And you're like, why?
Where is the SSN?
Yeah, right.
Where's Vermilion City?
Yeah, and they'll say things like that. And you have a map, kind of, but the map doesn't... It's not a very good map.
No, it really
No,
isn't.
it's not. And the things you're supposed to do, go get cut. You need to go rub the captain's back, which I thought was a little fucking weird. You're rubbing the captain's back as a 10-year-old child to a 60-year-old man to make him feel better because he's seasick. He's the captain of the boat. But... You get cut.
It's so bad.
And that's how you get it. You beat your rival on a boat in the middle of the hall, not outside, where it's right there where all the damage. And I'm using flamethrower, and that's just destroying the architecture of the inside of the hull of the boat. So that was, okay.
All buildings and everything in the Pokemon world is Pokemon proof.
Oh yeah, true. Fireproof, thunderproof, waterproof.
Except for when they cause explosions, like Mewtwo and.
Oh yeah. Mewtwo proof is hard because there's only one of them. You can't really plan for that. Oh yeah, I mean the direction in the game is not very good. You can't go through the game as a whole and say, all right, I can listen to everything everyone in the game is saying and get through it perfectly. It's going to take some trial and error in that game. True. Also, it's a typical JRPG where you have to grind.
Yes.
There is a large grind to get your Pokemon up to appropriate levels, which we've all experienced with every Pokemon game.
Yes.
And that's just JRPGs.
Which I know, and most people, I feel like a high percentage of people chose Fire type for the first one.
Oh yeah.
Which screws you over because the first gym is Rock.
Yeah.
So, and that's the other thing too, is I didn't realize the different Pokemon types having actual different effects and stuff for the longest time while playing the game. Like I was like, oh, that was super effective. That's cool.
Yeah.
But it never caught on to me when I was younger. But actually, like having like the Pokemon type wheels and stuff, like all those apps and stuff for it now, I'm like, he's this. I need to use this thing.
I only remember Brock being weak against watered electricity because of the show when he shoots the sprinklers down on him.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm like, well, how do you activate the sprinklers in this fucking gym? Where am I supposed to get the sprinklers at?
Yes. No, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, going through these videos, we're going to give ourselves challenges because a lot of these games are easy. These games are so simple. Some of them are, some of them aren't. I won't fucking do a challenge for some games.
Some of them we've played just so many times, it's ridiculous.
Pokemon Red I've probably played about 100 times. So I decided to do a little challenge this week. Did you have a challenge you did?
I didn't do a challenge for this game. I just kind of played through it and watched through of the world record.
Oh, nice.
Speed for it.
Yeah, those people are really big nerds. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Giant nerds.
The speedrunners are a whole different type of gamer.
Yeah, they got the steps memorized. I mean, they're doing shit that I would never do.
Yeah. They're the D&D nerds of Pokemon or video gaming.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're the most hardcore people. Like, to be a game runner, I feel like you have to play the game, like, probably thousands of times. You're just playing it over and over and over again. And if you watch these people's streams, that's literally what they do. And they're
silent while they do it.
This run sucks. Oh, it was so funny. I was watching the world record run for this.
Yeah.
And this guy was getting so mad every time a Pokemon used a different move than he wanted him to. Like, he's going against a bunch
Oh.
of Caterpies at the beginning, and he's like, no, he used the stink shot or poison sting 2 times on me, and it slowed me down, and it's gonna take away 10 seconds from my time lead.
RNG makes it. How is my luck with RNG so shitty?
Yes.
And if you don't know, RNG is random number generator. Anytime you're in a game that has random stats, such as Pokemon, when you can go in and in one play you can save it before they can use tackle, and in another they can use string shot. That's just random number generation. It's saying, oh, hey, you know, there's a possibility of this, and there's a possibility of this, and there's a possibility of this.
And there's a lot of RNG in Pokemon.
Yeah,
because
well, it's all RNG. The whole thing is
It's
RNG
all
except for
RNG.
items you find on the ground.
Because the Pokemon have different RNG for all their stats.
Yep, well, in the
different
later
RNG.
games, I think in Pokemon Red, if you could catch 5 Rattata and they'll all be the same.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
It might have not have been like out as easy to access those numbers and stuff
Yeah.
like it was in the newer games.
But definitely in Gold and Silver, they added the EVs and stuff. We're not going to talk about this. So my challenge for this game was interesting. I decided to do a whole normal team. It's going to piss you off what I did. So I chose Bulbasaur as my starter.
Well, I mean, I guess you can't
Yeah.
start with not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
normal.
So I have to start with someone. So I chose Bulbasaur, and I caught a Rattata and a Pidgey, and then I released the motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
Forever. He's
Yes,
gone. He's
yes.
dead. I was like,
I
you
was
know
wondering
what?
if you
I don't
used him
want
for your first gym stuff.
No,
just to
no.
get through it.
I released him. Because I used an emulator.
Send
You can
that fucker out.
you can speed up that first gym really easy. Send that fucker right out. You can speed up that first gym really easy if you speed up the game really easy to beat the first gym by just speeding it up and battling level 2 Rattatas and getting them up to level 25, which is what I did.
Okay.
It took me about an hour.
I was gonna say it took you a while to grind that. I'm guessing.
Yeah. I got a Raticate and a Pidgeotto by the time I beat the first guy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's the only one I had trouble with. Everyone else, super easy. He was the only one.
Yeah.
My team for this playthrough, though, you know, all normies. Normies, Raticate, Pidgeot. Pidgey is technically a flying, but also a normal.
Still normal.
So I took that one in. But if that was going to be a problem, I caught a Chansey as well to replace it with.
Oh, okay.
And then I figured out how much Chansey fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was awful playing with Chansey.
Yeah.
So I got rid of Chansey, and I caught Tauros, Kangaskhan, and Snorlax.
Kangaskhan is still one of the. I feel like Kangaskhan's still one of the Uber class in the newer ones.
Probably.
Still.
In the original game, Tauros is actually better.
Really?
Yeah, attack stats better. Defense stats are
I was
better
gonna say
too.
Kangaskhan's usually really powerful Pokemon.
Now, all of them, all normals are really powerful.
And the first ones they were. Snorlax had some really crazy high defenses.
Yeah. I will say that I did not teach them all normal moves. Later on
That's
in my
fair.
playthrough, Raticate knew Bubble Beam and Thunderbolt.
Okay.
I only used Bubble Beam while in the mountains, so
Yeah.
in Mount Moon and the Dark Cave.
Yes.
The only times I ever used it, and I only used Thunderbolt once. And I thought I was going to use it all the time, but it turns out his special stat's really bad.
So he wasn't doing much damage with that attack.
No, not at all. So we go. The only time I used it, there was a Cloyster one of the Elite Four had, and it's just base defense is higher than
Yeah.
what I'd like. So I just said, you know what, I'll use it, and I used it 3 times to beat it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and usually if I have a Pikachu in there, it's fucking 1 time.
True.
So, and that's a
True.
Pikachu, not a Raichu. That's just a Pikachu.
I didn't even ever really evolve my Pikachus into Raichus. I
No,
didn't
I
like
did.
Raichu as much.
Right? Yeah, he sucks. Both suck actually. Both were terrible playthroughs for me.
Yeah.
So, with my full normies team, I did find this playthrough was very easy. I was insane. I never blacked out once.
That's good.
So normally in a playthrough, I'll black out at least 4 or 5 times. I'll go through one of the mountains and just get completely fucking owned. But for some reason, normals are really good. My Raticate barely had ever fainted, and he's considered one of the worst Pokemon.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it was a great playthrough. I ended up with a lot of stuff in that game that I had forgotten, which I thought was really dumb. You know, the daycare being hidden in...
Yeah, that's a weird place
Yeah,
for that.
I was debating whether dropping someone off at the daycare and then just speeding up the game until they were level 100, and I didn't do that, but I should have. I will say that I didn't do any of the catching all the Pokemon. I didn't catch Mewtwo. I decided against doing Mew. Normally I'll catch Mew, but this time I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm just doing normals. I'm not going to even bother with it. So I decided against Mew. I didn't, and I cheated on catching Kangaskhan, Tauros, and Chansey.
Okay.
So... You know the missing number cheat, you know how you go and you talk to the dude and then you get missing number and you get your 7th item or 8th item slot at 99 or over 99, but they don't have a number for that. I did that, but I didn't do the missing number part of it.
Okay.
So if you go to Safari Zone and then go to the area where Kangaskhan spawns and then just use up all your steps.
Okay.
And then you fly to Cinnabar Island and you do the missing number thing like you're going to do it, all the Pokemon in that area will show up there.
Oh, weird.
So I was able to catch them all with Ultra Balls instead of the shitty Safari Balls.
Okay.
And I was able to weaken them, which
Nice.
helped me a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Catching
Now-
some of those can be kind of difficult.
Oh yeah, it's fucking pain in the ass.
Oh, catching legendaries back in the older games was just.
I actually thought it was.
astronomically difficult.
I don't know. I thought it was easy. I used to just all you had to do because the RNG numbers were so good in that game is throw like 50 Pokeballs and one of them's gonna catch it.
And I think there was also a glitch with the, or not a glitch. There was a problem with the game in the first one with the love balls because the love balls usually work
No,
better.
not in the first one. There's only Ultra Balls, Pokeballs, Great Balls, and the Master
okay.
Ball.
So
So
I'm
the
thinking
all
of
the other
Gold.
ones, yeah, in
Okay.
Gold they all came in. Now in Gold there were some fucked up statistics with the RNG with catching
Yes.
Pokemon on like the dive balls and shit.
Well, and the first, I was saying with the first edition of the Love Ball, it was supposed to be better catching rates for Pokemon of different sex.
Yeah.
It ended up being the exact opposite of that.
Oh, because I like that though.
They accidentally did the wrong code.
But
for
that's
it or
great
something.
because that really shows their support for gays and lesbians and
That's true.
transsexual.
Yes.
And I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job with that, and
If
I'm
they
sure
did it for that purpose.
I'm sure they all
we'll
got
say
fired.
they did it for that
I'm
purpose.
sure they all got fired once they figured out. Did you just say that it's easier for males to catch more males because they're more attractive? Is that what you're fucking saying? You're fucking out of
That's
here.
exactly what
Get
I
the
said.
fuck out of here.
No.
No, just leave right now.
I'm gay and I'm proud.
All right, but that's not here. You're not. Get out.
Fine.
So that's back in the day, just not as cool being gay.
There was definitely a lot of different.
I definitely used the term
Harsher
gay a lot.
terms.
I feel like when I was a kid, I would go, "You're gay," but I didn't really know what it meant.
Until that Hillary Duff commercial.
Yeah, until the Hillary Duff commercial, I did not know that gay was bad. I just thought I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was like you're homosexual, so you're bad. I thought it was like you're dumb, so you're bad.
If any of you guys haven't seen that, there's an
Oh,
old
yeah,
Hillary
look up
Duff
that shit.
commercial. I think it was in like a. It was in
Early
some, like,
2000s.
Yeah, and it was in some like convenience or not convenience store.
No,
it was
it's
in some
shopping,
like shopping mall.
It was a shopping mall,
And
and
it was
she was
like-
like behind these like clothing, and she just
Yeah.
comes out like
And
fucking
there's
Batman.
There's these two girls, and this girl's like, "Do you like this top?" And the other girl's like, "No, I think it looks a little gay."
and
and
I've
then-
never heard a woman say that, by the way, not a single time.
Hillary Duff comes around the corner, and she's like, excuse me."
No, she comes through the clothes.
Oh,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure. I think she actually goes through the little rack, and she's like, "Oh, hey,
Don't say
excuse
that
me.
word."
What if I said that clothes looks like a skinny white girl?" And you'd be like, "That's great, actually. That's exactly what I want it to look like."
And then it was a whole thing about using better vernacular, better words to use things. Like, you shouldn't change the meaning of things.
But I mean, we could make it. I would be okay with changing the vernacular of certain words. I'd be like, "All right, well, fucking that thing looks like just like Ted fucking Bundy. Dumb fuck."
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, you get those
It's just a
pieces of
descriptive
shit out
word.
there.
It wasn't meant for anything.
Yeah,
derogatory.
but it was. I mean, it totally was. But, I quit saying it pretty much. I still slip it every once in a while. But I'm pretty good about not doing it as I did as a
Yeah.
kid. And as a kid, like I said, I didn't know what the fuck I meant.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we've both gotten to the point where we have a lot of friends in our lives and stuff that are gay or lesbian or bi or trans or whatever.
Yeah. And it's great.
And no problem with
That's
anything.
my favorite thing, hanging out with my lesbian friends, actually.
Oh, yeah,
So,
actually. I love
It's a
hanging
lot
out
of
with
fun.
lesbian
They are
friends.
so much better than regular women. Sorry, regular women. They're so much better because they're so much more into
they're
whatever you're
easy to
fucking
talk
doing.
to.
Yeah. They're like, "You want to play some Halo?" I'm like, "Oh, do I want to play Halo? Come on."
My friend always wants to play Call of Duty,
Oh, yeah, see?
zombies and stuff. And
Because they're more fun.
well, and it's just funny always checking out women with him like, oh, she's hot.
She's
Yes.
hot. But yeah, so my playthrough was pretty good. I think what I really enjoyed about the playthrough was not going down.
That's
It's
true.
crazy to me that I didn't black out a single time. Like, it's just their base defense must be a little bit higher, and their base offense must be a little bit higher. Because I
Yeah.
was just smoking fools left and right.
I haven't, I don't think I've gone down in a Pokemon game in a while, but that's just because I get way too into it when I get into a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
I IV, EV train. I actually breed until I get perfect stat Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't care about it. I'm getting through that fucking game. That's all I want.
Like, I think I've probably spent about 1,000 hours just breeding Pokemon.
Yeah. So has every, 10-year-old Asian boy. So you're in good company.
Yeah.
And, they're all geniuses who are going to make a lot of money. So
Yeah.
You know, and you're obviously at that point now.
I definitely... Is Pokemon Red your favorite Pokemon game?
No.
What is
You
your
know,
favorite
I
Pokemon
think
game?
my favorite one I ever played and what I put the most hours into was Pokemon Pearl.
Oh, okay.
Because I had that game. When that game came out, I was in a Japanese class in high school.
Okay.
And everyone in the class fucking played because they're all like, Japanese kocha. That's just everybody in the
Pokemon,
class
that's
was
totally the
yeah,
most
and
Japanese
like
thing.
if you, it's like when you go, I speak Spanish, taco,
Burrito.
It's like
enchilada.
same thing in the fucking Japanese class. Pokemon, domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Like, that's what they.
Yeah.
The entire class was like that. So when I got Pokemon Pearl, everybody in the class was playing, and it was awesome because we were all trading and shit. And that was the best part.
Nice.
And it has one of my favorite Pokemon in there, being Lucario,
Okay.
which was, you know, probably one of the best Pokemon they ever made. So
I mean, I do enjoy him. I don't know if
I
he's
think
one
he
of
just
my
looks
favorites.
cool. Not just like he does. He's got a great.
He's
look
one of the
about him.
best fighting types.
He's not a fucking
Pokemon.
keychain, and he's not a fucking ice cream cone. So I really appreciate what they did for that.
Hey, leave that ice cream cone alone.
No.
What about the apple that turns into a dragon in the new Pokemon?
Oh, I haven't seen that, but I hate it. I quite literally hate it. And I even played the new Pokemon, and I barely liked it. I got through
It's still different. I need to play with the new expansions. I think my favorite Pokemon game though is definitely Heart Gold or X and Y.
it. Yeah, X and Y was a lot of fun. Heart Gold was probably one of the best.
Heart Gold, honestly, just because of the 16 gems.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the only
And
Pokemon
like the
games
28
with 16
legendaries
gems.
that you can catch in there. You can catch almost every legendary.
And it had
And you can re-fight the gym leaders.
I mean, I think second generation probably my favorite generation of
Yeah.
Pokemons.
For sure. I mean, one of my favorites is Chikorita coming in. So.
And mine's Typhlosion and Cyndaquil.
It'd be hard for me to do a full Normies team in the second gen because I just so
Yeah.
many cool Pokemon you get to choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's crazy too because like Typhlosion and Cyndaquil, one of your first starters, is actually an Uber tier Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like it's banned from every competitive play.
Oh,
ever.
is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't watch competitive play. You know,
I don't anymore. I used to know a world champion, or she at least competed in the world championships. I don't know if she actually was the world champion, but
She sounds really cool. And it sounds like she has lots of sex. So,
she was really cool. But no, I
No.
think she
Oh.
was.
are you saying my perception of this Pokemon champion is wrong?
I'm saying that's right. Probably right on actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think her first boyfriend was probably in college.
You know, that's great. That's great that she went all the way to the Pokemon World Championship. That's something I couldn't do. Something I don't want to do. Because it's something that won't make me a lot of money. So,
Probably not. I mean, video game competition nowadays are crazy.
yeah. I mean, I loved watching. There was a Pokemon Championship where some guy brought in who's a little rat fuck? No, the little squirrel. Pachirisu? I think it was Pachirisu, and it's like one of those non-evolved. I don't know.
Something
It's one of
like
those non-evolving Pokemon, and he tanked the fuck out of it. He made it an absolute monster. And watching him play, I was like, what the hell? I want that fucking Pokemon. But he put thousands of hours into finding the perfect one, perfect IVs, EVs, all that crap that
Yeah.
people do in the game.
Perfect breeding.
Perfect breeding, perfect stats going up. But in that game, it was easier because they changed the way that you got your EVs. You didn't have to battle random Pokemon to do it. You could just EV train in the
Well,
little
and battling
simulator.
certain Pokemon gave you certain EVs and certain Pokemon and stuff like that. It's a whole. There's a whole other video or podcast you should watch for EV training.
And you could just watch any sweaty person online who's like hair is way untangled and like, listen, it's like stringing the wall with a bunch of conspiracy theories. You gotta get this one and then this one and then this one's happening there.
See, and I never got into breeding or any of that stuff until X or Y because they actually made it really easy with mini games,
Yeah, of course.
which was awesome.
And that's what they wanted to do, make it easier for everyone to join so they all could be Pokemon champions. And then they realized, well, we can't fucking do that because it's dumb.
And then they made Pokemon Go, so
Yes.
everyone could play,
Oh, yeah,
and
for
everyone
sure.
did play.
I played and then I quit because
Yeah.
it's just a money waster.
Yeah.
So during my playthrough, by the way, Giovanni is like the worst bad guy of all time.
Yeah.
Literally, you'll beat him and he'll be like, you beat me because I let you. and I'll be like, what? But I just fucking stomped you, dude. I didn't even lose a Pokemon. Well, I let you, so fuck off. And then you beat him in the final one. He's like, maybe I need to change my mind.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't the life of crime that I need.
Giovanni was always kind of just like,
Boring.
I'm really against you. Never mind.
Never mind.
You're good. You're cool.
Yeah, and my question is always like, why did he use really weak Pokemon in the beginning if he was the fucking 8th gym leader?
Yeah, no, that's always been something weird.
Like, it made sense in, like, they've released that Pokemon, whatever, the Journey or something, where they showed, like, each gym leader has certain level of Pokemon for which gym battle this is. Mm-hmm. But with Giovanni, he's a crime lord. He's not like your typical, I'm a cool gym leader. He's like, I want to go fucking kill some people. And he's using weak-ass Pokemon to start out? Yeah, okay, Giovanni, you're a dick.
I always thought it'd be almost... I know it'd make the game way more difficult, but it'd be really cool if, like, all the gym leaders all had really high-level Pokemon.
No.
Well,
to start out?
Not having the badge restrictions and the training restrictions. So you actually have to, like, raise your Pokemon fully before you battle all the gyms.
I guess there's just a lot of grind. It's like that JRPG bullshit where they make you grind for 30 hours before you can fight the final boss.
True.
So
now, did you beat the actual final boss in this and find Red and Battle Red?
See, that's only in Gold.
Oh, that is only
so
Gold?
in Pokemon Red, the final boss really is Mewtwo. He's the highest level Pokemon you'll come across at level 70. He's in the Mystery Cave. Well, like I said, I didn't bother with it. I wasn't going for completionist in this playthrough. I've done it before. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
I can't print out the little certificate because I don't have that special fucking printer. But if I could, I would, and I'd hang it on my wall and say how much of a cool guy I am.
Have you ever actually caught all 151?
Yeah, I have. But I know. Yes, and no. So I have caught what's in the game and then traded for the rest.
Yes.
So catching, relative term. But yeah, I've got all 151, and I had the opportunity to print it. But, you have to pay like $80 for the printer, the special little connection cable.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is horse shit. Who the fuck would buy this thing? And it's the only game I've ever come across that has that dumb printer.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't even remember that printer, honestly.
Yeah, it's a little... I don't know if it's an actual printer or if it's just a cable, but in the game, if you go to the 4th gym leader city, the one with the big mart, man, I am blanking on that name, but if you go there and you go into the other big building that's not the mart, someone will ask you, like, have you collected all 151? You should print this cool certificate. And then you print a certificate and you hang it on your wall, and then you're like the coolest kid in high school. You're just getting all the women or men if you prefer. You could, or donkeys, I guess, if that's really what you're going after. But you're getting everything, and you're going to the dances, and you're the star quarterback, and you
are catching 151.
Yeah, 151, and the point guard.
Is that why I never was popular? Never caught 151.
That's exactly why. Well, you could have caught them. You had to print the certificate.
Oh,
that's what made you cool.
See, I didn't catch 151, and I didn't print the
certificate. Okay, well, that's a problem. That's your problem, and you need to get on that shit. You can go pay $120 for this printer and print this little shit certificate and hang it on your shit wall, and then you can be the shit popular in shit high school.
On Pokemon X, I think I caught like 680 of the
doesn't
840.
Count. That doesn't count, man. You got to catch 151 in the original.
I've got the original 151 in other games. Yeah. I just don't. I didn't ever actually get it. I've never actually caught all the Pokemon in any Pokemon game because they kept on adding way too much in every other one.
Yeah, in the end of the Pokemon Red game, I got really a little pissed off because you go through the entire Elite Four, right? You beat what's her name, L'Oreal, something like that. L'Oreal, because she's worth it. You go on to Bruno. You go on to the next person, and then you go on to Lance, and I don't even remember who the fucking third person's name is. But you go on to Lance, and then he's like, "You've done it. You've become the Pokemon champion." Oh, I would say that, but your friend beat you here. And I'm like, excuse me? Why did I have to fight all of you if I was going to beat you? Why don't I just beat the champion? You guys all sucked.
If that's the new champion, shouldn't I battle him?
Yeah, why am I battling you, Lance, you dick?
You're not the champion.
And then you're fucking facetiously coming at me like I'm just like an asshole or something. You would have been the champion if you'd fucking let you, but I'm not going to. Typical Lance and Giovanni pieces of shit in that game.
I typically actually hate rivals in the Pokemon games. That's probably the one thing I hate the most in the Pokemon games.
I don't love them. Well, in the second and Gold, it was sweet because your rival wasn't like
annoying as hell.
Well, he was a little annoying because he doesn't even barely tell you his name. You kind of. He's not like, smell you later. He's not like that. But he's still fucking annoying. He's still coming over like, I'm going to be the greatest. And go fucking fight better people than me. I have a level 5 Chikorita. Why don't you go fucking level 60 over there, asshole?
Yeah, I don't know. That was one of the aspects of the game that I just always kind of got annoyed with. Just because it's weird to have that. Like, the game could totally not have them, and
but
it
it's
wouldn't make a difference.
super normal for a 10-year-old to go out and slave creatures and fight for life and death and money.
Yeah, that's totally normal.
Oh, okay, but the rival
is
part
that not what you did?
No, there's the rival part where you're drawing that line where you're like, man, this is a shit situation. I have to have a rival while I'm out there.
If there's any one thing I would change about any of the Pokemon games, it's
take the
just
rivals
remove
out.
the rival.
I like
it's such an unnecessary thing that just
think-
adds a little flavor to it. But most people get annoyed every time they're stopped by the rival.
Yeah.
Like I know when I'm like really in the depth of like the middle of the game, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go here. I gotta fight this gym leader, and I'm like getting ready, and then he comes in. Let's battle. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like,
Yes.
I don't want to do this right now.
Oh, I loved it. My favorite rival battle actually was the Lavender Town battle, especially this last playthrough.
Oh, yeah.
Because we both have Eradicate, right, going into the SSN. I beat him on the SSN. I severely cripple. I mean, like, destroy his Eradicate. I mean, like, just gonna rip its heart out. And we meet in Lavender Town, where that big, for some reason, instead of a graveyard, they have this giant tower where they bury
Yes.
their dead.
Yes.
Which I don't. How did that happen on the second and third floors? Great question. I don't know. They must have some like serious dirt padding up there. But you go in there and you battle him. He doesn't have his Eradicate anymore. What happened to his Eradicate? And then I'm just mocking him. I'm like, oh, Eradicate, you did so good in this battle. I'm so glad you're alive. Because that's the big theory, is that you kill his Eradicate. Because he's in the Pokemon Tower in
I was
Lavender
wondering about
Town.
that.
Yeah, because he's burying his Eradicate. And I'm like, why the fuck are you burying it on the second floor, you dumb piece of shit?
Well, it's I always thought it was kind of weird with that too, because it's like Pokemon always faint unless they die, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, what? Where's the difference there?
Well,
like,
there's
how
a
come
clear-
your Pokemon can never die?
Well, because you're young. You're 10 years old.
So it's
So
just they die of
anything-
old age, but
Oh,
they don't actually
yeah.
die
Anything
of-
you're catching is presumed to be your age or younger, I guess.
Well, that's just been always another weird thing for me. I'm like, wait, you have dead Pokemon, but why don't our Pokemon ever die? Like,
Well, because, these Pokemon are technically invincible unless you just kind of just stop feeding them, and then that's when they die.
I guess so.
And just say, listen, you lost this fucking battle, Rattata. You're a little piece of shit, so you're not getting dinner tonight. And if you don't win tomorrow, not getting dinner again. And then it's
Yeah.
and then you eventually it dies, and you laugh. And that's how my
guess that's
playthrough went. I went through a lot of Rattatas, like a lot, at least 30. And
Damn.
I finally found the strongest one, and that was the one I won the game with. So
There you go.
who won that? I did.
You did.
I really
You
think
won.
I did. Yeah, for
you
sure.
won life.
Oh, yeah.
You actually won $1 billion in infant girlfriends.
Oh, okay, good. Well, that's good, because that's what I wanted anyway.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. But yeah, I just loved that, because I loved mocking him in the Lavender Tower. I'm like, look at my beautiful Raticate. Look at him. He is beautiful, isn't he?
I say the best part of the rivals is giving them a really stupid nickname.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
a really
yeah.
funny nickname.
Yeah. My name in games is always Poser. It's either Poser or Poser67. That's just what I go with. And usually the rival's nickname will be like Buttface or Asshat or something like that. This time it was Gooey.
Of course.
Of course.
Of
And,
course.
But, normally it's a dumb name, or like I ate a rat or something like that. Something
Yeah.
stupid, because giving them a real name makes them a person, and they are not a person.
No.
Well, then to make that difference right now. And pieces of shit is what they
They
are.
barely count.
Especially the first one, because he's the one who beats everyone and then makes you go fight them all again.
True.
Yeah, and it's funny because Lance says right before, he's like, somebody just beat me. So literally I'm like, you healed all your fucking Pokemon and came and stood in this room for another like hour and waited for me to get here, you dick?
Where's your healing pod?
Yeah. How the hell did
Where's
you
your
do
noise, Nurse Joy?
this? No. They have a healing thing in the back of it. So if you
Oh,
remember
yeah,
at the
that's
end,
true.
yeah, you go,
Yeah, where you-
oh no, not in the first one actually.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, in the first one it doesn't heal, it just records your stats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I think Gold again
Yeah.
for a lot of those things.
Where they have a healing thing after you win the game or something. But in the first one, no, because I remember one of my playthroughs on Blue. So one of the best ways to level up Pokemon is just use the same Pokemon for every battle in the Elite Four,
Yeah.
and eventually it'll beat everyone because they're so low level compared to you. And I did that with Zapdos. I had Zapdos at level like 89. And I just go through the Elite Four, I beat them, and I fly back. But every time I do,
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I weak again? This is bullshit.
I think one of the other things that I miss in this game compared to the older games or the newer games is this one didn't have the experience share, like the whole party experience share.
It did.
Well, like the one item
Yeah.
that you could get.
Yeah.
But like the only other way to share experience was just to switch out for each one.
So it had the whole experience share. So
Yeah.
everybody got a little bit experience. But it's not like the new games. In the new games, you'll get
everyone equal
the, so whatever the experience is worth, they don't split it up 6 ways. They all get the same, like 2,400 experience instead of 400.
Yeah.
And in this one, they split it up 6 ways. So it's not good. So ideally, you go in with one Pokemon against the entire Elite Four, and with one other Pokemon holding the experience all is what I think it was called in this one.
All, that's what it is.
And you get half of the experience for the one other Pokemon you have in your party, and you hope that your one Pokemon that's 89 doesn't die.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing that I wish was a little bit better. And I mean, it's the first one. So
and they made it better later.
Yes.
They gave the experience share, which I liked much better.
But going back and playing through it, that's one of the things that I really missed.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that I noticed when going back to a lot of old games. Is I look back and I'm like, man, I really missed this one thing that they added into this game.
Yep.
Like, this was such a great thing they added. Like, I hate not having that now.
That's that first one. It's like that Pokemon Red reminds me a lot of the original Final Fantasy. So no, it wasn't called Final Fantasy. I can't remember what it's called. But I played through it. No direction in it. Yeah. All you do is you explore around, you talk to every person you see, and you ask them. You don't ask any questions, actually. You just say, have you heard the rumors of the ferry in the water somewhere along the East Coast? And the East Coast is fucking like 70 miles long. And you're like, oh, okay. I guess I'll go along a 70-mile stretch and see if I can find the ferry in the fucking water.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, and that's the same with Pokemon. As you go in and you're like, all right, what do I do next? Well, did you hear that there's a Pidgey somewhere in the area just hanging out? I guess I'm gonna go catch that fucking Pidgey.
At least the maps aren't too big to
No,
where
no,
you
no,
could.
no.
Eventually, you'll find everything you need to get to.
Eventually, it's just.
And it is pretty linear at least still, so you're
Yeah.
not going into areas you shouldn't be going into.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you can't. You can't too because.
Yeah,
the
you
gyms,
need the HM. Or
yeah,
you need the gym.
The
Badge
gyms give
or-
you the ability to use the HM outside of
Yeah.
battle. So, I mean, all in all, I thought this playthrough was fun. I just thought it's probably my best playthrough. Honestly, I beat the Elite Four with my highest level Pokemon being 52.
Well, and it's really fun going back into some of these games that we've played so many times and just being like, wow, I really still remember every detail of every aspect of this game.
You know what the one detail that I really hate about this game?
What was that?
20 item bag. That's all you can hold.
Oh God, I
20
don't think I even
items.
really noticed that.
Yeah, so you go through. I notice it every time, but I mean every playthrough now. I go into my PC and I deposit all the shit I'm not going to use. Moonstones. Any rare candies. I usually don't use rare candies during playthroughs unless I have to make room.
That's the easiest way to level up.
I know, but it's just it's not worth it, and I like saving them just in case I want to dupe them later. Because remember, the missing number glitch lets you dupe them to like
I've
over
never
100.
actually used any glitches in any of the Pokemon games.
Oh, the glitches are what make the game so much fun.
I have never used.
You
a
can
single
get
glitch.
a level 100 Nidoking in the first like 10 seconds of playing.
I will say I used a Game Shark one time because an old friend of ours actually had the Game Shark, and I did put some Pokemon and some shiny Pokemon that I'd never had.
Yeah. You
Some
can
shiny
do that,
Pokemon that I've never actually.
I will never use a Game Shark, but I will exploit glitches that are naturally in the game. Like the Mew glitch. I mean, you can catch Mew. I don't know if you guys know that. You can actually catch a Mew.
Yes.
It's a little difficult, but it's not impossible. And
There's
it
a
takes
bunch of
maybe
different things
like
you have to do for
30 seconds at most to do all this shit.
And then always just save it right before the battle, so if you don't catch it, you just.
Well, you save it
pop
right
back
before
in.
you even start it, because you can fuck
That's
it up
true.
pretty easy. And then right before the battle again, but... Oh no, you can't save it before the battle.
No, you gotta save it before that even.
Yeah, because during the glitch, it doesn't let you open your start menu anymore.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, you have to save
Because
it.
it was a glitch from you to be in that game, right?
Yeah,
it
well,
wasn't actually.
I don't
he was
know.
like kind of in it, but like
it's kind of
weirdly
hard
in
to
it,
tell if it was an actual glitch or
some weird code.
yeah,
thing.
or if they like put that in there to be assholes and be like, figure this out, bitches. But people did, and obviously, it's how you get the same way you get the level 100 Nidoking at the beginning. It's a similar thing. In the forest, you have to go in the forest and you have to battle certain guys and you have to press start on a certain dude, and then you go back to the forest, and as you go back in, you get a level 100 Nidoking, but then you also need to do a Master Ball glitch.
You see, Nidoking is actually one of the best ones to start out with. I heard because you can get Nidoron in one of the first areas.
Yeah, or
then-
male or female. I think you get both.
Yeah. And then you just level them up to, I think, 18?
Yeah.
And he evolves, and then you get the Moonstone in Mount Moon,
Yeah.
which is right at the beginning of the game. right after the first gym leader. So it's actually, you can fully evolve it 30, 40 minutes or hour in your
Yeah,
game.
pretty much. But also, it's not the best stat Pokemon. It loses all its learned moves. So once you evolve it with a Moonstone, same with Arcanine and Firestone, anyone who uses a stone, they can't learn any more moves after that.
They can still learn moves after that.
Not in the original game, unfortunately. They stop, all their move pool goes away.
Oh,
It's
maybe,
weird. I don't know why they decided with that.
maybe on the emulator that
Yeah.
it was on.
No, the original game. This is all from the original, man. You can't, it doesn't learn, so if Pikachu learns it at level 59 or whatever, learns Thunder, Raichu never learns it.
Because I actually,
They don't have a
I
moveset
watched,
for them. They do it for Arcanine, I think. For
when I was
extreme
watching
speed.
one of the speedrunner versions of it, he had Nidoking,
Yeah.
and he was still teaching it moves afterwards.
Oh yeah, you can teach it HMs and TMs and stuff. You just don't get level up moves.
Oh,
So
okay.
say a
I was
Pikachu,
gonna-
like I said, learns
Yeah,
Thunder at
it's-
59.
You can still get a lot of good moves.
Yeah, and you can find Thunder, I think, in the game.
Yeah.
So there's no point not evolving it.
Yeah.
But it's just shitty that that's the way they decided to make their game. It's like, you know what? You forced this beautiful, young, just gorgeous Pokemon to evolve too early, and now you're going to pay the consequences for
I guess
it.
that's true.
So, I mean, I thought this was a great, fun playthrough for me. I mean, like I said, I did in like 5 hours. This game is extremely easy to do. If anyone wants to do it out there, you do it 5 hours, you get it done, you go in, you do your shit, you get out. The only problem is, the online play doesn't exist, so there's no like continuing playability. Like once you
Yeah.
do everything, you're done.
And I mean, if you still have it on the Game Boy, you can still get the link cable.
Yeah.
And you can still.
If you can find someone else with a fucking Game Boy and a Pokemon game that now costs $160.
I have it without the game. I got the Game Boy, and I think I still have the link cable.
Yeah, if you can find all those things, then you can link and battle
But
people
I
and
think
then
even
realize how
the-
shitty of a Pokemon trainer you are.
The Game Boy game of it is like $80 now.
Yeah,
or
it's
something
insane.
Like that,
You
or
can find it.
$120 or something like
I'm
that.
sad that I got rid of mine when I was a kid, After,
I'm-
after a
I was
while,
really
I convinced
sad.
my parents to get it for me, and then I definitely sold it for other games that I wanted. At the old GameSpot. Is it GameSpot or GameStop? GameStop.
Was it Game Crazy you were thinking about?
Game Crazy, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of.
yeah.
Game Crazy, yeah.
It was connected to Hollywood
Yeah,
Video.
Game Crazy. I used to go there and sell shit all the time, and then they'd
Oh,
give me
dude.
like $10 for a $60 game.
Yeah, I got so mad at that place because I actually had a job lined up for me when I turned 18, and then it closed.
Yep.
A couple months before I turned
Man,
18.
when they closed that to save Hollywood Video, and then that closed like a month later.
Yeah,
So,
that was bad.
way to go, guys.
So, rating of the game.
I think this is a must-buy. If you have the money to buy this game, go out and buy it. You're going to be replaying it, every once or twice a year, I think.
Even if you don't buy it, other emulators for it, it's like free emulators to play it and stuff. I definitely think this is a game. If you haven't played Pokemon, start with Red, get the first experiences of it. I definitely agree. This is definitely a must-play, must-buy if you have the opportunity to buy it or play it.
Yeah.
And even just honestly, if you can buy it and you have the money to it and you don't mind spending the extra money for it, it's
Yeah.
worth the money.
It really is. It's only
And
going to go up.
it's such a huge nostalgic thing. Like a lot of people, like if you tell people you have a copy of Pokemon Red, like especially like with the case or whatever, people freak out.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how much that's a huge collectible thing now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think the game's replayability really makes it it's what makes it a good game. Because you can continue to play that game after you've already beat it with a brand new team. You do different things. I mean, I went normals this time. You could go fires. You can be like those idiot trainers along the way that you find of all flying Pokemon or bug Pokemon.
Yeah, you can make this game as easy or as difficult as you want.
Yeah.
Which is also another great thing. You just give yourself little challenges and do little things like no item run through or something like that.
Something weird like that. No full restores during the Elite Fours.
Or no potions during battles.
Yeah, it'd
Or,
be no healing Pokemon at all. Go through the whole thing. Good luck.
oh god. I mean, I think the hardest thing I've seen is people doing permadeath with their Pokemon.
Oh, I love that.
so
I've done
if
that
your Pokemon
before.
faints, you have to.
My favorite thing
you have
is
to
to do
just
that on the
get rid of them.
emulator with putting the random number generator in that randomizes what Pokemon will be in what location.
Oh, okay.
So the challenge is you go in and you're in the first spot, and normally if it's Sapphire, it would be like Poochyena and Zigzagoon and all these little garbage Pokemon that no one would
Yeah.
ever use. And you change the random number, so it could be any Pokemon you run into, any in the whole game.
True.
So in the first time I did it, I ran into Rayquaza.
Oh, jeez.
And I can't fight. Even though it's level 2.
Yeah.
Level 2 Rayquaza, I can't catch it with a Pokemon.
No.
You cannot do that.
No.
So, level 2 Rayquaza, it took me a while to catch it, but I ended up doing it. But once it dies, it goes away. You can't. You have to
Yeah.
release it. And the rule is you catch the first Pokemon you find in each zone. Unless it's the first zone you're in, then you
That's
have some
another
training rights.
That's another, yep. A lot of those rules and stuff, they can make the playthrough just extremely fun.
Oh, it's extremely irritating. And also, all the numbers for the trainers are randomly generated, too, so they have all random
Oh,
Pokemon.
jeez.
Yeah.
One of the coolest thing, though, is Pokemon's actually got one of the nicest gaming communities, I feel like.
It really does. You know,
Like,
everyone's really cool.
Most of the time when you
Except for
talk
me,
about...
maybe.
Most of the
I'm
time when
fucking
you bring...
calling these bitches nerds and telling them they're never going to get laid, so...
You were one of those nerds.
No, was I?
Yeah.
Was I?
We were both kind of nerdy.
Oh, okay.
We're both really nerdy still.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay.
We're doing a
okay.
video game podcast.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm
I
also
walked in
streaming
here and you
video
were like, "Hey,
games.
guy, do you want to join this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. What are we talking about?" And I already knew.
I have an Assassin's Creed flag.
I was going to talk to you about that. It's really screaming like pussy repellent. I think maybe you're going to have to take it down.
I'm married. I don't need to get any more.
Yeah, about that too. Jen's been talking to me a little bit, and yeah, she really wants you to take the flag down.
That's fine. If she asked me to, I probably would.
Yeah. I
But
think
this is my room, my game room. So.
I think really playing through the Pokemon games will be a fun challenge for anyone out there. You try the challenge, he said. Go in and do the Mew trick if you've never done that. That's a lot of fun. Get the level 100 Nidoking. You can get all sorts of cool Pokemon by doing that trick. Just look them up. I won't explain it here. Maybe later on we'll do a video to explain how to do it, but not here. It's too much work.
Yes.
But yeah, I want to thank everyone for listening. This was a fun time. You know.
Yeah. Also, if you guys, I also do stream other video games and stuff. The channel is Gooey Magoo, or The Gooey Magoo, I should say. I'm on Instagram as The Gooey Magoo. YouTube is The Gooey Magoo. I'm making a Facebook for it and everything, so.
Yep.
Find me on there.
We'll be on a bunch of different outlets. We're going to try to get on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes. We're going to get on YouTube, obviously, with the video ones. But if you don't want to watch us talking to the camera, talking to each other, you can just listen to us on all those other platforms. We'll get on whatever we can to get heard, pretty much.
Yes.
And we want to thank a few people. You know, we want to thank Deific Soul. He's a great streamer who just gave us a shout out in one of his last videos. A good friend, really cool guy. Check out his videos if you can.
He streams a lot of Diablo 3. He's actually one of the... he's usually one of the nationally ranked players on both PC and on Xbox console.
And also ranked in Europe, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
both
so-
North America and Europe ranked.
Crazy dude.
He's really good gamer, really awesome gamer.
Yeah.
He also plays a lot of Beat Saber and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in any of those games, maybe check out his channel. It's Deific Soul. I know it's kind of a weird word to spell.
Yeah, we don't like it. But we want to thank Seconds to Years. That's the intro music that we had in this video.
It's his band.
It's my band.
Crazy
then-
good singer.
Okay. I'm okay. And then, yeah, that's all the things I want to give. I want to thank Steven for hosting today.
Thanks, Scott, for being an asshole.
Yeah, for sure.
For showing up, I guess.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Me kidnapping him and putting him in this room and doing this with me.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I just walked in, and then there was a rope, and I was like, well, that's a gay flag.
Yeah,
Why do we have that?
his feet are tied to the chair
Yeah.
right now, which is why I have a nice chair and he doesn't have a good
Yeah.
chair.
It's
because I'm
great. It's great.
This is me.
Mm-hmm. All right, so next week's game.
Next week game is Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie. Now, I have never played Banjo-Kazooie, so
And
this is going to be a fun
I have
time.
played it way too many times.
Yeah. So, till next time, Soul of a Gamer.
Thank you, everybody.